Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you here for the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in Indio, California, USA. We also like to extend a very welcome to those watching via our live stream. Boxing is back and is presented to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, live on DAZN around the world. You can choose your subscription on DAZN, as it is always fight season. This exciting card presented to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, sponsored to you by Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle. And also, the fights are presented to you by Bet Online. Friday night, the sparks will fly in our main event attraction as the undefeated welterweight Virgil Ortiz will defend his title against Toronto's own Samuel Vargas in a 12-round battle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to get our fighters onto the scale, our 6-round welterweight attraction. And now introducing to you first onto the scale, he'll be fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the ring in 26 completed bouts with a record consisting of 11 victories with 1 knockout, 11 defeats, and 4 draws. Fighting out of Houston, Texas. Correction, ladies and gentlemen, with a record 18 victories, 7 wins by way of knockout, 4 defeats, and 1 no decision. He's a 3-time title challenger. Fighting out of the Bronx and by way of Burkina Faso, West Africa, please welcome Esau Volcano Kinda. $144.6, ladies and gentlemen, for Esau Volcano Kinda. And his opponent set to jump onto the scale will enter the bout tomorrow night. Perfect. 7 bouts, 7 victories, with all those by way of knockout. Introducing the fighting pride of Pellier, California, the undefeated Evan Sanchez. 147 on the dot for Evan Sanchez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, they will face off. This will be our opening attraction tomorrow night, live on DAZN. This is a 6-round welterweight attraction tomorrow night, presented to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our 2 fighters will go at it. The Bronx versus California. Volcano Kinda versus Evan Sanchez. Catch all the action tomorrow night live on DAZN. Don't forget to follow DAZN on all of our social media platforms. DAZN_, that's on Instagram. You can also follow Golden Boy Promotions on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, on hand, we'll have a 6-round super bantamweight attraction. We'll get them in right here on the stage shortly. Friday night, it's going to be a great one. Virgil Ortiz taking on Samuel Vargas, representing Colombia and fighting out of Ontario, Canada. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from inside the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. We go to our next bout, our next weigh-in. 2 Texas heavy hitters right here. First, we bring up to the stage with 26 completed bouts with a record consisting of 11 victories, 1 win by way of knockout, 11 defeats with 4 draws, fighting out of Houston, Texas, Josué El Zurdo Morales. 120.6, ladies and gentlemen, he is ready to go. Zurdo. And up next, he is undefeated. 12 bouts, 12 victories, all wins by way of knockout. Hailing for the Big D, Dallas, Texas, USA. Please welcome Hector Valdez. 121.6, ladies and gentlemen, for Hector Valdez, representing the Big D, Dallas, Texas. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the face-off between the two. It's a Texas two-step here in the state of California. Houston versus Dallas. Josué El Zurdo Morales, Hector Valdez. They are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget all the action live on DAZN. You can follow our platforms on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and also follow Golden Boy on all of our social media platforms. It's going to be a great one. And now, ladies and gentlemen, fight fans, we go to our next exciting attraction for tomorrow night. The ladies take to the ring for the battle, the WBC Silver Light Flyweight Championship live on DAZN. And we are ready. This is a 8-round flyweight title attraction. Introducing to you first, ladies and gentlemen, with a young career, undefeated, 5 bouts, 5 victories, all by way of knockout. Introducing to you the pride of Topeka, Kansas. Please welcome Miranda Little Beastie Atkins. .106.8, ladies and gentlemen, for the undefeated pride of Topeka, Kansas, Miranda Atkins. And her opponent ready to weigh in, undefeated as well, with an impressive record, 18 bouts, 18 victories, 7 huge wins by way of knockout. Presenting to you the fighting pride of East Los Angeles, California, the reigning, the defending, undefeated WBC Women's Silver Flyweight Champion, Sonisa Superbad Estrada. All of our bouts presented to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and sponsored to you by Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle. And odds for tomorrow night's fights presented to you by Bet Online. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on to the scale, Superbad Sonisa Estrada. 107.8 for Superbad Sonisa Estrada. 8 rounds of action for our title attraction for the WBC Silver Light Flyweight Championship live on DAZN. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. They'll scrap it out tomorrow night inside the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino for the face-off. 8 rounds, WBC Silver Light Flyweight Championship on the line. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting card live on DAZN. We also want to mention, unfortunately, we like to regret and inform our co-main event between Mercito Hesta and Hector Tanahara will not proceed as scheduled, but we will have our co-main event. It will be an 8-round middleweight attraction. Catch all the action live on DAZN. Be sure to subscribe. And now, let's bring up our co-main events. Right here, first onto the scale, set to fight out of the blue corner. In 19 professional contests, his record consists of 11 victories, 4 big wins by way of knockout, and 8 defeats, fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, and representing Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Introducing to you, Jeremy, the Boxing Barber Ramos. And onto the scale, the Boxing Barber himself, representing Puerto Rico, Jeremy Ramos. 160 on the dot, ladies and gentlemen. For the boxing barber, Jeremy Ramos. Next on to the scale, his opponent tomorrow night will enter the contest with 18 completed bouts that include an outstanding record, 15 victories, 9 huge wins by way of knockout, and only 3 defeats. Introducing to you the pride of Pomona, California, and a finalist of Season 5 of The Contender. Let's hear it for Shane Mosley Jr. 159.4, ladies and gentlemen, for Shane Mosley Jr. All the action presented to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with Tournament of Contenders and sponsored by Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle, and Bet Online. They will face the cameras first. This is our co-featured attraction, 8 rounds of the middleweight division. Here they go for the face-off, and they will do it again tomorrow night inside the ring. And go at it. This is our co-main event, 8 rounds of the middleweight division. As a reminder, fight fans, don't forget all the action on DAZN, where it's always fight season. You can catch reruns of the fights between Virgil Ortiz and a lot of his other opponents, Canelo Alvarez, and more. Golden Boy Boxing back live on DAZN. And now, fight fans, we bring forward the main event participants on the weigh-in scale. 12 rounds of action for our title attraction for the WBA Gold Welterweight Championship, presented to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and in association with Lee Baxter Promotions, live on DAZN. First onto the scale, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be fighting out of the blue corner, the challenger, veteran of 38 professional bouts. He holds an outstanding record, 31 victories, 14 wins by way of knockout, 5 defeats, and with 2 draws, fighting out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, by way of Bogota, Colombia, the 2-time NABA welterweight champion, Samuel Vargas. 146.6, ladies and gentlemen, for Samuel Vargas, the challenger tomorrow night. And his opponent set to make his return to the ring. Perfect 15 bouts, 15 victories, all by way of knockout. Tomorrow night making his second title defense, representing the pride of Grand Prairie, Texas, and also representing the Big D. Let's hear it for the undefeated WBA Gold Welterweight Champion, Virgil ORTIZ Jr. 147.2. We're going to go ahead and grab a towel. .147, ladies and gentlemen, for the phenomenal Virgil ORTIZ Jr. 12 rounds of action for our title attraction. The main event for the WBA Gold Welterweight title, 12 rounds, presented to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with Lee Baxter Promotions, live on DAZN. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen, from here, from our weigh-in at the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. We are getting ready to get this thing started tomorrow night. All the action, they're going to go ahead and get this face-off going real quick, pardon me. The showdown tomorrow night. The WBA Gold Welterweight title, 12 rounds of action for the title attraction. And now for the face-off between the two. The sparks will fly in the ring tomorrow night. It is official. It is golden time. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Catch all the action tomorrow night live on DAZN. If you don't have DAZN, get the subscription going. It's going to be a heck of a fight. We'll see you then. Until next time, till tomorrow, it's golden time.